Hi, I'm Jeff and welcome to my shop. In this video, we're going to be making this peppermill. This peppermill is made using wood from 2 trees taken down in a friend's backyard. So this is going to be, at this point when I'm filming, or was at the time I put this video online, going to be a Christmas gift. So this was done using techniques explained by Mike Mahoney on a fine woodworking magazine video workshop. So if you want to get a lot more detail on the techniques involved, I'm doing this as an instructional video, so there will be some instruction along the way, but for a lot more detail, please, if you're a fine woodworking subscriber, go check out the workshop by Mike Mahoney. It's really dynamite, really well done. So please follow along. We're going to make this peppermill, and then I'll probably throw in some images from harvesting the wood from the logs they gave me from their tree, and maybe some of the other peppermills that I made for most of the rest of my family for the Christmas to come, or by the time, again, this video is up, the Christmas that just passed. Thanks a bunch, enjoy, and please feel free to leave me some comments down below. Got some pieces here from boards we cut from a tree from a friend's yard, and between these and a couple others over here, I'm going to work on gluing up a blank. That's going to become a blank for a peppermill. So we got to figure out what goes with what. My goal is a 4" by 4" blank, maybe 13 inches long approximately. And I think we got enough to get started. This guy doesn't have a mate, but it's nice and thick. So we'll just, we'll resaw it and glue it up and give us a little more thickness. Here I'm simply jointing each face of the opposing parts so that they'll meet up nice and square to be glued up. Okay, now I'm going to take these guys all out of the clamps. Because these all are going to need additional milling, I'm going to run them through the planer. I'm going to give them at least 4 or 5 hours to dry. If I was just going to take these and set them aside or use them for something I wasn't going to put much stress on them, I would normally consider a half hour, an hour, plenty of time on the clamps. So get these guys all out of the clamps, clean up some of the glue, and let them dry a little bit longer before we take them to the planer. All right, we're getting there. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark these guys up and I'm going to rough them to size before I plane them. So what I'm looking for is somewhere in the 12 to 13 inch range for length, and I want about 4 inches in width. Now, these don't need to be symmetrical. It doesn't really matter which side the material comes from, as long as I can get about somewhere in the range of 14 inches. So the ones that aren't square in the ends, I've got to make sure I got a rough square starting point. I'll cut those on the chop saw. I'm going to mark a straight line. I'm going to really try to maximize my use of this material here. I'm going to do that on each of these. So I got a square starting point. I'm going to cut these straight on the bandsaw, and then I'll use as a reference to rip them down to width on the table saw. I'm just going to clean up these edges to use these as a reference surface for the table saw. Now I don't expect them to be perfect. I just need them to be good enough that I can get a reasonable rip. Let's go on number 5. Now for the purpose of what I'm trying to accomplish, that's good enough. So here at the planer, I'm just looking to get 2 flat, clean, parallel sides for the glue up. I don't really care about the thickness. I want to maintain as much thickness as I can. So just looking for flat and parallel. All right, now these joints are really wide and deep, so for these to cure fully, I'm going to leave them probably overnight at this point. After removing the excess glue, one face was passed over the joiner to get flat and square. And then the final face was squared up on the table saw. Okay, so now that I've squared up the blank, The next tasks are to find the center. You can use a fancy center finder, or you can just use a much simpler square with a 45-degree angle finder. Just find the corner, tick marks. There's your center. I like to use an awl to make a nice indent in there. Same on the other side. This one I might actually square up a little bit better. Or actually, see, this is probably going to be the side I can put this one in the live center, so it doesn't really matter if it's off, if it's not dead flush. This side here, however, is where I'm going to put my drive center, my spur, and that guy up. Couple good whacks. That guy's ready to go. Now, to prevent too much extra work on the lathe, as well as making a big mess and spending more time than I need, I'm actually going to draw a circle on here. I'm going to use this circle. This is roughly the biggest diameter I'm going to be able to get. I'm actually one a little past. And I'm going to use that next on the table saw, set a 45-degree, and sort of knock some of these guys off to remove some of the bulk of material before I take it over onto the lathe. Spur center. Put the spur center in. Bring up the tailstock. Trick here is just to find the center. All right, ready to rough. Thank you for watching.